In this pod, we'll find out about the poet Raymond Antrobus. Born in London to a white English mother and black Jamaican father, Raymond Antrobus is a Jamaican British poet, writer, and educator who describes himself as an investigator of missing sounds. He describes his upbringing as pretty unorthodox, which he considers a stroke of luck. His dad was a Rastafarian and his mum a politically engaged school governor. Both parents had shelves full of books and a passion for poetry. His father put a poem called The Song of the Banana Man by Evan Jones on Antrobus's bedroom wall, and his mum contributed William Blake's London to the collection. Both these poems share a focus on the working class, so it's perhaps no surprise that Antrobus went on to explore class in his own poetry. Antrobus was initially considered to be dyslexic with severe learning difficulties until his deafness was diagnosed at the age of 6. He writes about the experience in his poem Echo. And no one knew what I was missing until a doctor gave me a handful of Lego and said to put a brick on the table every time I heard a sound. After the test, I still held enough bricks in my hand to build a house and call it my sanctuary. His poems have been described as courageous poems of praise, difficulties, testimony, and love, and his first full-length poetry collection, The Perseverance, explored loss and legacy through his deaf experience. Antrobus describes poems as careful things. If done well, every sound and word has something to carry. He believes that words are not just to be heard, but hold a visual and physical value too. Antrobus comes from the spoken word tradition of poetry. His performance style is compelling, and he communicates with the audience in a way that ensures they understand and feel his every word. In literary terms, he is a skillful poet and uses a range of poetic forms such as the pantoum and sestina. For Antrobus, the identities of teacher and poet go hand in hand, and he believes that creativity is most powerful when it's put into the classroom. He works with students who may have struggled or had negative experiences in schools, and has been poet in residence in deaf and hearing schools around London, where he encourages students to write as a means to understand themselves and the world around them. Antrobus states that he was a reader before he was a writer, and that reading gives him a place to escape. He says that as a teacher, you can tell which students are regular readers by the quality of their writing. He tells students to be unafraid in their exploration of poetry and to trust their instincts about the things they like as well as the things they don't like. There is no holy grail of poetry, no matter what a school curriculum or university reading list tells you. Once you find a poet that you love, look up all the poets that influence them, and then you have a ready-made reading list.